The narrative, if there is a good one for Kamala Harris, is older women are breaking, 65 and older, in her direction, that it's created late momentum for her. Is it real?
It's absolutely real. And we're seeing this across the board, particularly in the battleground states where women are outpacing men considerably in early voting. And women already have a higher propensity of voting, particularly older women. So that bodes well for Kamala Harris, which is why it was a bit confusing that the Trump campaign was zeroing in so much on men, which are there, and younger men, which are just lower propensity voters. But when the AARP poll came out a couple weeks ago showing that women over 50 were leaning toward Kamala Harris in ways that we had not seen before, that to me indicated that there was momentum there. And given the rate that that demographic votes, that it looked to me like things were starting to come back around and give momentum to Kamala Harris.
Well, I guess it becomes a question of what the issue is that's driving that. Earlier today, we spoke with Democratic Senator Dick Durbin of Illinois, and this is what he had to say about what's motivating women to get out the vote.
It motivates not just women to vote for Kamala, but a lot of men are joining in the ranks. And I see it with younger voters, too. They look at the actual cases of these women facing miscarriages, trying to find competent physicians in states where there are criminal penalties being threatened, and they understand that they don't want to be in that position. It doesn't sound like America to them, and it doesn't sound like it to me either.
He's, of course, Tara, talking about the issue of abortion, which is literally on the ballot in 10 states today. Are we underestimating the impact of that?
Absolutely. Well, we're not. The Seneca Project, we recognize the importance of reproductive rights and rights being taken away from women very early on. That's why we started it, because we knew that that would transcend party lines. And 2022 was an indication of where you saw women coming out in droves and in red states where abortion was on the ballot. So Republican women would like to have bodily autonomy also. And now that we've seen the fallout from it, you have women like Liz Cheney out on the campaign trail giving a permission structure to those women as someone who, she says admittedly, listen, I'm pro-life, but this has gone too far. And we've heard the horrific stories of women losing their lives or losing their fertility or almost losing their lives because of these draconian abortion bans. So it becomes real for people. And then for the men who are out there advocating on behalf of their wives and of their, their daughters or their sisters, kudos to them as well, because they see how it impacts their lives also. So the combination of all of these things, I think women have had enough. They don't want to see women going back in time to a time when women were second-class citizens, which I think is another motivating factor for women who are over 65, because they lived through a time when they couldn't open their own bank accounts, where they had to get permission from their husbands to have medical care. I mean, all of these things, they remember that, and they're saying, hell no, we're not going back there, and we don't want that for our daughters or granddaughters.
This is partly why Tara is a former Republican, we should note for our audience. Tara, the polls are tied, though. Are they not able to capture this sentiment?
Well, we all have been a little cynical about polls,
yeah.
Right? And the way modern day polling really hasn't quite caught up all the way to technology. People don't answer their phones anymore. Yeah. And so we really don't know. But what I think we're seeing here is that you're undercounting the vote for women who don't want to admit that they're voting against their husbands. And that's why the Kamala Harris campaign leaned into the idea of no one has to know who you voted for. The Seneca Project, we did that when we first launched. We said, listen, nobody has to know. It's one of the last few places where women have privacy is the ballot box. And that became an actual campaign issue. Because you have these men and they're so rabidly pro-Trump, these women have to feel like, listen, we'll say whatever we need to get along with our husbands or in our community, but we know in our hearts we need to cast this ballot for Kamala and cast it for us and our future generations, because our lives are literally on the line and our rights are on the line. So I think there is an undercount here. And all of these Republican women, like the Nikki Haley type voters, they do not want Donald Trump. And so this is what we're going to see. I think ultimately women are the ones who are going to save this country from the illiberalism of MAGA and win this election for Kamala Harris.
Well, and she hasn't really talked about it at all, frankly, on the campaign trail, Tara. But if she wins tonight, she would be making history, a woman elected president of the United States of America, and a woman of color at that. Since she isn't talking about it, can you? What would that mean?
I mean, it's pretty remarkable. And I have to say that I've had a lot of pivot points throughout this election cycle where I've gotten very emotional about a lot of things because of what is at stake and how monumental the moment we're in really is. I'm a biracial woman, a woman of color, and I'm looking at everything, the moment that we're in this country and what that means for little girls who look like me. The country is becoming more and more diverse. And I know that the Kamala Harris campaign made it a point not to lean so much into that the way Hillary Clinton did, but she didn't have to because so many women understand the assignment. And there's organizations like mine that are doing it for them. We put out a closing ad called American Girl. And to me, it's really more than an ad, it's an anthem for women because it shows the arc of the struggles that women have had to fight in this country for equality and for our rights. And it's something that every woman can relate to, that it's so hard to be an American girl, but yet we still love our country. And this is the greatest country in the world. And we've had to stand up and carry this country on our shoulders when they've needed us in the past, even when the country didn't love us back equally, but we're willing to do it again because of love of country. And that has really resonated with millions and millions of women because together, in solidarity in our experiences as women, we understand what's at stake and what this means in this moment. And it is pretty historic.
Tara, we only have a minute left here. I just wonder your thoughts on the contrasting closing arguments from these two presidential candidates. You were with Kamala Harris last evening when the likes of Lady Gaga and Ricky Martin were there to play her out at the end of this campaign. Does the impact of celebrity actually have an impact?
I think it does culturally in getting out the vote. It's a feeling of being a part of something bigger than yourself. So when you have those types of mega iconic celebrities coming and lending their time to support Kamala Harris and promote the message of freedom and democracy and women's rights, it says something. And so I think that for get out the vote and for a feeling of optimism, it was phenomenal. And it was really quite an honor to be there and experience that.